Meghan Markle decided to publish her own birthday message to herself. Oh, I'd almost feel bad for this woman if she hadn't tried to bring down the royal family. Celebrating the woman behind it all. She pours her heart, vision, and magic touch into every detail.
You'd almost feel bad for Meghan Markle if she hadn't spent the last 5 years setting fire to every bridge from Buckingham Palace to Hollywood. So, what did Meghan do this year to celebrate her big day? She threw herself a birthday party. But not just any party. This was the Meghan Markle special. A party where the only guest that mattered was herself. No friends, no Harry, no royal acknowledgement. Just a PR stunt disguised as a self-love moment. And it bombed. Hard. She posted a glowing tribute to herself on her American Riviera Orchard website. Yes, she wrote her own birthday message, referring to herself in the third person, complete with phrases like, the woman behind it all, her magic touch, and vision poured into every detail. It sounded more like a Hallmark ad for a fictional princess than an actual message from a real person. But the kicker? It was clearly written by Meghan, pretending to be a team. Except we all know there is no team. This is 100% Meghan, hyping herself up because no one else would. And the British press? They tore it apart. The Sun slapped her right on the front page, ridiculing her for essentially throwing herself a one-woman party. And honestly, it was deserved. Let's be clear, this wasn't just a birthday post. It was a desperate branding move, perfectly timed to launch her latest product, a rose wine from her failing brand American Riviera Orchard. Because what says I'm thriving, like trying to sell $70 wine to people who barely remember your last failed jam drop? But wait, the cringe doesn't stop there. A handful of friends posted birthday tributes on Instagram. They all used eerily similar language: light, love, grace, sunshine. Almost like they were given a script. One tribute even came from Jamie Kern-Lima. Yes, the woman with the baby voice who once sobbed on Oprah's couch. She posted a bizarre video saying how fun it was to create Meghan's birthday tribute and thanked her for being a generous friend to everyone she meets. Everyone? That's rich coming from someone whose own best friend, Jessica Mulroney, is reportedly in therapy after being cut off by Meghan. Jessica's story, by the way, not a rumor. According to reports, she's privately admitted she regrets ever becoming friends with Meghan, saying all her personal troubles, including her divorce, trace back to the day she stood at that royal wedding in 2018. That's the Meghan effect. One day you're in her inner circle, the next you're a footnote in her rebrand. Now, let's talk about the wine launch. Instead of a heartfelt thank you to fans or even a video message, Meghan dropped a tone-deaf email on her subscribers. In third person again, because why break character? She wrote, "Today our founder celebrates another year. Happy birthday, Meghan." Then she pivots straight into product promotion. "We are thrilled to share that our 2024 Napa Valley Rose is available tomorrow. No shame, no subtlety. Just a sales pitch pretending to be a birthday celebration. Who turns their own birthday into an infomercial? Meghan Markle, apparently. And where was Prince Harry during all of this? Nowhere to be seen. Not a single public post. No birthday wishes. No photos. No statement. Crickets. And that silence? It was deafening. Because Harry has always played the supportive husband, at least in public. But this year, not a peep. Instead, he made headlines for something else entirely, denying allegations from a bombshell new book that claims he got into a physical fight with Prince Andrew, breaking his nose after Andrew made offensive remarks about Meghan. Yep. Harry was quick to speak out about that, but didn't say a word for his wife's birthday. Make it make sense. If there was ever a sign that things aren't so perfect behind the scenes, this is it. And here's what makes this more than just gossip. Multiple sources are now reporting that Meghan's agency, WME, one of the biggest in the industry, is on the verge of dropping her. You heard that right. Ari Emanuel, the Hollywood powerhouse behind the agency, reportedly had it with Meghan months ago. He handed her off to junior agents and effectively wiped his hands clean. Why? Because every deal flops, every project fails, every launch is mocked. She's become unmanageable, unmarketable, and worst of all, untrustworthy. He isn't known for babying talent. If they think you're done, you're done. And if Meghan really is being dropped, that might be the final nail in her Hollywood fairy tale. Even the Daily Telegraph, normally a bit more restrained, covered her birthday. They published a glowing piece with a new photo of Meghan, only for royal watchers to point out that the picture was from 2024, not recent at all. Fake photo, fake tributes, fake team, and a birthday message written by herself. You can't make this stuff up. But here's where it gets even more revealing. Among the sugary tributes from supposed besties was one post that actually stood out, not because it was better, but because it felt genuinely sad. Tracy Robbins, wife of Paramount CEO, posted a photo of her and Meghan laughing over dinner. She wrote, "You are sunshine in a bottle. Thank you for always making time to be such a loving friend." And then this line, "No matter what's going on in your life, you dance through the day with so much grace, light, and love." Sounds sweet, right? But think about what that implies. No matter what's going on in your life. It's code. Hollywood code. It's a polite way of saying, I know everything's falling apart, but I'll keep smiling for the camera. And Meghan? She replied to that one. Fast. It's almost like that was the only post that didn't come from a PR script, and she needed to keep that relationship intact. Now back to Jessica Mulroney. Remember, this was Meghan's ride or die. Her stylist, her maid of honor stand-in, the woman who helped shape her early image as relatable royal. But now, Jessica blames Meghan for everything. The ruined career, the broken marriage, the mental toll. Insiders say she wishes she'd never met her, that she regrets ever being at the royal wedding. And yet Meghan went on to cast someone else, Mindy Kaling, in her upcoming With Love, Meghan project. A final dig, a public replacement. And that's Meghan's pattern. Use, discard, replace. Just ask her staff. Reports say multiple employees who worked for Meghan during her royal stint ended up in therapy, describing the environment as toxic, manipulative, and emotionally exhausting. One aide even said they felt like they were being gaslit by a princess. And all of it, is why people didn't show up for her birthday. Because the truth is, Meghan Markle isn't a royal anymore. She's not an A-list actress. She's not a successful businesswoman. She's a brand built on borrowed prestige, and the shelf life is running out. She tried to become Martha Stewart, but Martha actually knows how to cook. She tried to be Oprah, but Oprah earned her credibility. She tried to be Gwyneth Paltrow, but Gwyneth built Goop from the ground up and loves the backlash. Meghan? She just wants the praise, the spotlight, the admiration, but none of the work, the humility, or the growth. And now, after 5 years of royal bashing interviews, Spotify flops, fake podcast guests, failed jam drops, and ghost-written emails, she's alone. On her birthday, selling wine. Even the paparazzi beach photos that leaked to TMZ didn't help. The pictures looked old, the lighting was off, and the whole thing screamed staged. According to reports, Meghan herself sold the photos from 2021 to show Harry was still around, hoping to kill the missing in Africa rumors. But the public isn't buying it anymore, because we've seen this movie before. And no amount of birthday wine or self-written tributes can change the fact that Meghan Markle's narrative is unraveling. What started as a royal fairy tale has become a cautionary tale about what happens when ambition replaces authenticity, when brand replaces relationships, and when the only person clapping is you. 44 years, 0 genuine birthday wishes from Harry, fake praise from fading friends, and a wine launch that tastes more like desperation than vintage. Happy birthday, Meghan. Let's hope 45 goes better, because 44 was a full-blown PR mess. And the world noticed. The British tabloids noticed. American media noticed. Even the fans who once screamed, "We love you, Meghan," are now whispering, what happened to her? Because somewhere along the way, Meghan Markle stopped being the underdog. The fresh-faced actress breaking royal barriers. The woman who made history by marrying into one of the oldest monarchies on Earth. Now, she's become a punchline, a meme. The woman who writes her own birthday cards and pretends there's a team behind her solo PR efforts. Let's call it what it is, a slow-motion implosion. And the irony is painful. Meghan always wanted to be the center of the story. She craved the narrative, wanted to be the voice for women, for progress, for empowerment. But this birthday fiasco showed the world something else entirely. This wasn't empowerment. This was ego. Real empowerment doesn't look like self-congratulatory monologues in third person. It looks like quiet dignity, building something with consistency and humility. Two traits Meghan's critics say she's been sorely lacking. Even her supposed supporters are growing quiet. The Meghan Markle Reddit fan groups? Silent. Twitter stans? Nowhere to be found. Because what can they say when even WME might be dropping her? WME isn't just any agency. This is the agency. Home to Dwayne Johnson, Oprah Winfrey, Matt Damon, elite-level talent. And Meghan had her shot. But according to insiders, she was high maintenance, hard to book, and, worst of all, unreliable. Her deals flopped. Her brand floundered. And Hollywood started asking the one question no celebrity wants to hear. Is she worth the risk? And unfortunately for Meghan, that answer's becoming clearer every day. Even the projects she tried to launch in 2023 and 2024 have now either been quietly shelved or outright canceled. Remember the animated series Pearl? Gone. The Spotify deal? Ended. The Netflix buzz? Dead on arrival. Every major company that tried to hitch their brand to Meghan's rising star is now scrambling to detach. And yet, amidst all of this, the failures, the PR backlash, the public ridicule, Meghan's strategy hasn't changed. Instead of recalibrating, she's doubling down. Doubling down on the curated Instagram moments, the mysterious photo shoots, the lifestyle brand that sells a fantasy more than a product. Dog biscuits, jam jars, and rose. It's all an attempt to build the image of an elegant domestic goddess, a modern Martha Stewart, a serene American duchess sipping wine in her Montecito villa while the world watches in awe. But the world isn't watching in awe anymore. They're watching in disbelief. Because no matter how many bouquets she arranges or fruit platters she photographs, the glaring reality remains. She's isolated. Professionally, socially, even personally. Her family is gone. Her royal ties are severed. Her Hollywood alliances are thinning. And even her marriage, let's be honest, is starting to show cracks. Let's talk about that silence from Harry again. Because it wasn't just a missed birthday message. It was a red flag. A red flag that screams, I'm not on board with this anymore. We've seen this happen before. Public couples where the image outlives the reality. Where appearances are held up for the sake of the brand, not the relationship. And Meghan and Harry, they're starting to look like business partners, not soulmates. She's focused on American Riviera Orchard. He's wrapped up in lawsuits and memoirs. And whenever they do appear together, it feels awkward, forced, like two people playing dress-up for the cameras. And Meghan's not helping her case. Instead of disappearing for a while, regrouping, and coming back stronger, she's churning out the same recycled image again and again. Smiling in orchards, holding a wine glass, sitting at a perfectly staged kitchen table that no one believes she actually uses. Authenticity? Nowhere to be found. Even Martha Stewart picked up on that. In her recent interview, Stewart threw the subtlest shade imaginable when asked about Meghan entering the lifestyle space. She smiled and simply said, I hope she knows what she's talking about. Authenticity matters. And there it is, that word, authenticity. The one thing Meghan hasn't been able to convince the public she has. Because no matter how many birthday posts she writes for herself or how many fake friend tributes she collects, people can feel when something's real and when something's not. And right now, it's all starting to feel very not. Even Pamela Anderson, who has completely reinvented herself in Hollywood with a raw, makeup-free persona, was asked about Meghan's new brand. Her response? A polite shrug. I didn't really look. I didn't invent cooking shows. Translation? Meghan's efforts don't even register. Because the truth is, Meghan isn't blazing a new path. She's copying, repackaging, and rebranding over and over again. Copying Martha, copying Goop, copying Oprah, copying the Kardashians. But the copies never stick, because you can't fake legacy. And speaking of legacy, let's talk about what Meghan's actually built. In 5 years outside the royal family, what has she really achieved? A canceled podcast, a failed animated series, a shelved Netflix docuseries, a short-lived Spotify deal, a lifestyle brand mocked by the media. And now, she's being mocked for throwing a birthday party that nobody showed up to, not even her husband. That's not legacy. That's limbo. So, where does Meghan go from here? She's tried being the victim, the duchess, the influencer, the CEO, the lifestyle guru. None of it stuck. Because the one thing she's never tried is humility, owning her mistakes, making peace with the people she burned, apologizing for the chaos she caused, and truly starting fresh. But based on this birthday stunt, it's clear she's not ready for that. Instead, she's clinging to the image, the illusion, the fantasy that if she just says she's powerful and adored, the world will believe it again. But the spell is broken, and as the PR machine sputters, the silence from Harry grows louder, and WME packs up their bags, Meghan Markle finds herself exactly where she feared most. Alone. Alone in Montecito. Alone in the press. Alone on her birthday. With nothing left but a wine bottle and a note she wrote to herself. Happy birthday, Meghan. The world remembers when the cheers were real, but these days, all we hear is the echo. And that echo? It's starting to sound a lot like
because
laughter.
Meghan has used
Not
that
the
exact
kind of
line
laughter
or
Meghan
some-
and set out
for
to conquer
every
Hollywood.
single launch.
No.
Different product.
This is the
Same
laughter of the
recycled
world watching a
message.
woman who once
Because
held
when there's
royal
no
power in
real
her
vision,
hands,
now
now struggling
only
to sell
repetition.
Rose with her
And the
feet
press?
in the promo shot. They're calling her out
Yeah,
on her
loudly.
feet. One
Let's not
forget
forget
one of the most
from
ridiculous
Duchess
parts
to
of her latest
desperate.
campaign. Meghan Markle's
The wine
birthday
bottle
imagery
spectacle
wear for
falls
some
flat.
unknown
Another?
reason.
Even
Meghan
Harry
decided to
couldn't
show
be
off her
bothered.
feet. Even
The
the
Telegraph,
influencers
with
and followers who
lightly,
noted that
empires off
Meghan's
aesthetic
birthday
photography.
photo wasn't new.
And then there's Meghan,
and that the image
throwing
was
out
likely
awkward,
taken during a
tough,
past PR shoot
overly
from early
posed product
2024,
shots
like she's still
recycled
now
now
to
to
pretend
pretend
something fresh
and
had happened.
the comments?
In other words,
brutal.
It's all
Even
fake.
her own fans
The
were like,
smiles,
girl,
the
who
photos,
approved this?
the branding.
Well,
the
Meghan
birthday
did.
tribute.
Because when
And
you're your own
maybe
team,
that's the saddest
your
part.
own creative
Because
director,
for all
your
the
own
talk of
copywriter,
light and love,
your own everything,
Meghan seems
there's
more
no one left
isolated
to stop
than
you
ever.
from embarrassing
She's
yourself.
surrounded by sycophants,
And that's the sad
not
truth
friends.
here.
The
By
woman
once
walking
commanded
out,
an
not
entire
signing
royal
in,
media operation
by press
is now
that no
writing
longer
emails
flatters,
to herself, but mocks,
and signing them off,
and by a
as if
husband who,
massive team
when
of
with a
professionals
birthday
is
to
behind her,
celebrate,
chose
there's no
silence.
team.
There's
So,
no glam
Meghan,
squad.
if you're listening,
There's
this
no
day
silence.
wasn't just a PR
just
flop.
Meghan.
It was a
Alone
mirror.
in Montecito,
And it's showing the
pressing
world what's
send
left
on
for
everyone
email
away.
that says,
Not
"Till
a founder
Duchess,
celebrates,
not
not a
a year.
beloved public
Happy
figure.
birthday, Meghan.
Just a woman.
And if you
Alone,
don't find that tragic,
toasting herself,
you haven't been paying
and
attention.
hoping desperately
because this isn't
that
just
someone
a celebrity
anyone
fumble.
is still watching.
This is a
cultural reckoning. The fall of someone who was once on top of the world. Do you remember the wedding? St. George's Chapel. A global audience of over 2 billion. A gospel choir. A designer dress. Oprah in the front row. The whole world watching with hope that this was the moment royalty stepped into a new era. And now, 5 years later, the most noise Meghan can make is by launching wine no one asked for and reminding people it's her birthday because no one else did. Not even the royals acknowledged her. Not even Doria, her own mother. Not even Harry. And do you want to know how bad it's gotten? One royal commentator compared Meghan's trajectory to a social media influencer trying to stay relevant after their 15 minutes expired.
Ouch.
Even worse, royal insiders are now saying that King Charles and Princess Catherine have made it absolutely clear there will be no reconciliation. Not now. Not ever. Especially after Meghan's refusal to correct or condemn Omid Scobie's claims in Endgame, which publicly accused Charles and Kate of being royal racists. Harry denied a brawl with Prince Andrew in seconds. But when it came to his own father and sister-in-law being called racist in front of the world, nothing. Silence. That silence still echoes louder than any birthday wish ever could. And Meghan knows it. That's why she crafted that third-person tribute to herself. Because deep down, she knew no one else would. And that's why she keeps these friends around. Women like Jamie Kern-Lima and Kelly McKees-Ajvin, who will post glowing Instagram captions dripping in syrupy buzzwords like light, love, and magic. But here's what the internet picked up on. All three women used the exact same words. Light, love, magic.
Copy, paste,
Repeat. No authenticity. No real stories. No memories. Just fluff. The public isn't dumb. And the audience Meghan once charmed has grown tired of the script.
And now,
People are wondering if she's ghostwriting these tributes the same way she ghostwrote her own birthday message. Which brings us to Jessica Mulroney, the only friend who didn't play along. The once loyal bestie is now said to regret ever becoming friends with Meghan. Not because of any racist scandal, but because that one moment of royal exposure ruined her entire life. She lost her career. Her marriage fell apart. Her reputation shattered. And where was Meghan?
gone.
No defense. No call. No public support. Just silence. The kind that ends friendships. And then, to really twist the knife, Meghan reportedly replaced her with Mindy Kaling for Her With Love. Meghan Project, a subtle, public reminder that you're replaceable. If that doesn't scream ruthless, I don't know what does. And yet, Meghan still wonders why no one shows up. Why no one posts genuinely heartfelt tributes. Why Harry didn't make a statement. Why the paparazzi photos felt forced and fake. Because she's burned every bridge. From London to Toronto. From Soho House to Spotify. From Oprah's couch to Netflix headquarters. One by one, the people who once championed her have disappeared. And those who stayed, well, they're the ones getting dragged into awkward, "Happy birthday, sunshine in a bottle" Instagram captions. It's performative. It's hollow. It's not fooling anyone anymore. And the PR stunts, they're getting more desperate by the day. First, it was jam jars sent to influencers who never asked for them. Then came dog biscuits. Then came the infamous fruit bowl.
And now,
Wine, launched on a birthday where no one showed up. And the product description? This dazzling vintage embodies timeless elegance and the spirit of summer. Sound familiar?